Hello and welcome to a short video on how pupils can access a Google Meet session via Google Classroom. Now, I'm going to be working between two windows here. The one with the black bar at the top is my pupil account, and this is me signed in and being able to look at this from a pupil's perspective. So here you can see in the classroom, the Meet link is not yet available. I cannot see it as the pupil. And remember, the teacher has to authorize this first. So the teacher just now, it says not visible to students. So the teacher would go in on their account and they would sign in to toggle this on. Okay, and once this has been done, the pupil would then be able to see it. So if it doesn't appear automatically, if you click refresh in the top left-hand side of your page, once done that, the Meet link will appear. Now, it's important to note, pupils, that when you click on the Meet link, if your teacher is not already in the Meet, then you might see something along this line. Okay, you might come up with an error message of some description, and it might say that you can't get in just now. And the reason for that is your teacher is not yet in. Okay, so what to do is cross it off, wait a few minutes, and then click on it again. And as you can see, I'll still get the same error message because my teacher is not yet in the Meet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sign into the Meet as the teacher, and then this will allow me to show you how you get in. Really straightforward, but it's just something that South Lanarkshire Council, in partnership with Google, have got in place to make sure that no child is left unattended in a Meet on their own. We wouldn't have you sitting on your own in a class, whether we're in the physical building, so we wouldn't have it on here either. So as best practice, again, I would always mute and turn off my camera before joining. Remember, this is me in the teacher account. So now that I am in as the class teacher, that should allow me to click on this link again as the pupil, and I should be able to come in. It should show me exactly the same screen as the teacher now. So it takes a few seconds to load, and basically behind the scenes, what it's doing just now is loading up your webcam if you have one, and your microphone if you have one. And it's also just checking that you're going to be going into the correct Meet. They've all got their own individualized codes, as you can see at the top. So it just makes sure you're getting into the right one. So as best practice, pupils, I would encourage you to toggle off your camera and your microphone prior to entering the Meet. And the reason for this is basically the session might have already started, or when you come in to a Meet, sometimes there can be a little bit of interference that comes across the microphones if there's too many all switched on at the one time. So I would encourage you to switch both of these off prior to coming in. You can always toggle them on later. So you can see here that A. Campbell is on the call. That is the class teacher. So by clicking on join now, I should be able to get in and access the Google Meet session without any problems, as shown. Okay, and then if the teacher had their camera on or they had a welcome screen, that would be visible to me as a student in this area just here. Okay, when I'm in here, my teacher might ask me to speak or might ask me to put my camera on, so I would do that simply by clicking on either one of these icons, and that would toggle them on quite quickly. All the other buttons, I will show what they mean in another video. When you're finished with your session, pupils should be the first ones to leave. Teachers should be the last person to leave. So teachers will have the ability to remove a student if they're not removing themselves quickly enough. But at the end of the call, pupils should quickly just click on the leave call button and you'll be presented with this. As soon as that happens, you can cross this screen off and that's you back to the start. The last little bit to note is that this Meet link might always be available in class, but if your teacher is not in the Google Meet session, you will not be able to get in, as shown at the start of this video. But also, this Meet link might disappear. Your teacher might decide to hide it. So just quickly to show you what that would look like, when I finish as the teacher, I might decide to take the Meet link away because maybe we're not going to use it for a little while. So don't worry if, as the pupil, you go in one day and that disappears. If I just click refresh, I'm in as my pupil screen just now, you'll see that the Meet link has disappeared from the pupil screen. That's okay. The teacher can make it visible or invisible depending on how to use it. Okay, so hopefully that's been useful. Thank you very much for watching.